And there is Joe. The other officials, Rich Doyle, Doug Scott, and Greg Scott, as the 1991 season all set to kick off. And Bronxville will be doing the kicking off. Pierre Escalera, rather Bill Shakos will kick off for Bronxville. And interestingly, Ray, 2 days ago, Bronxville had not even had a kicker. They had a tryout just 2 days ago. What they say is, we're going to try it out, the whole team 2 days ago. Whoever kicks off best, you're the kicker. Bill Shakos is the kicker, so he'll kick off. Back for Eastchester, the deep man, Elton Lee, Mike Palmiotto, Matt Mariani are back there as well. Actually, Palmiotto is the deep man, but it's kicked short, and it goes out of bounds. So quickly, our first flag thrown, and we'll have to do it all over again.
Kick goes out of bounds, flag on it, we'll go back 5 yards.
So they'll do it again, Ray, which...
Well, this is going to give Eastchester good field position because, number one, the kick wasn't very good the first time, and you don't expect it to be good the second time.
We'll re-kick with a 5-yard penalty.
So there you heard Joe Salamini, a 5-yard penalty, which isn't the biggest thing, but you think that Shakos was trying to keep it away from the Eagles' deep man there, or just didn't have a good kick?
I really don't think so, because no one is established yet. It's the first game, and no one's a threat to take it all the way for a touchdown. What you want to do is get it deep as far as you can and have your men go down with some good reckless abandon, pursuit, and make the tackle.
Shakos, the lefty kicker, gets it off again, the same direct area, and it's touched by an Eagle, and it goes out of bounds. And about the 27-yard line, Eastchester will have it. So maybe a mistake there, as the Eagles may have had another penalty. The offense for the Eagles, Todd Montesano, junior quarterback, is the QB. He QB'd the second half of the season last year. What a backfield. Luciano, the workhorse, as the fullback. Elton Lee, the halfback. Bernardini, Matt Smith, one of 3 split ends, which was split time. And Robert Cinquamani is the tight end. Eagles in the eye, the split backs. As the 91 season underway from the 26, they'll begin. And Lee takes the handoff, and behind some good blocking, picks up 5 yards, and it'll be a second down situation for Eastchester. The offensive line for Coach John DiArco's Eagles looks like this, and they are strong on one side of the ball with Iasola, Bobby Drews, Feldman, Hunt, and Skolaski. Skolaski a sophomore, but Iasola the best of the line.
Well, yeah, Iasola, he's a junior, 6'1", 265. Skolaski's a sophomore right tackle, 5'10", 185.
Second down. Lee takes it, and he is sacked in the backfield. And making the tackle was Dermot Delaney, who will be in the Eastchester backfield for much of the afternoon, which will bring up a 3rd and long, as we incorrectly told you the first down play was for 5 yards. It was a loss of yards. The Bronxville defense, the front 5, McDonald, Herman, and Delaney, you just saw in the backfield there, are the 2 key guys there, Costa and Shakos. And we'll tell you the rest of the defense, the linebackers, Joe Pryor, the middle linebacker, the key guy on the Bronxville defense, which we'll get to on the next play. So it's a 3rd and long, make it about 3rd and 18. In fact, passing situation. Lee takes it, though, and again in the backfield, he's taken down by Joe Pryor. And Ray, 3 plays, 3 losses, and that is not good. The Bronxville defense, as you look at Pryor, will finish it up. Becker, Pryor, and Rice are the backers. Pryor, the main man on Bronxville's defense, and the secondary, Collister, O'Callahan, and Higgins, and it brings up a 4th down and a punting situation for Eastchester. How about that Bronxville D?
Well, they're rising to the occasion. They're really coming across the ball. They're very quick, and Delaney and Pryor come up with 2 big plays right there. You know right now that they are really pumped. They're psyched. They're up for this game. Now we're going to see Eastchester on defense and see if they maintain that same kind of intensity.
Doug DeBrina will kick it for Eastchester, and it's taken about the 40-yard line by Billy Beckett. Bronco on a good return to his 48, so an 8-yard return. And Bronxville will get things going for the first time. Boy, their defense did impress with Delaney and Pryor making some nice plays. Eastchester did not gain a positive yard in that sequence. The offense for Bronxville, first time he's ever about to take a high school snap. Kevin O'Callahan was a halfback last year. The fullback, Joe Pryor, 191 yards on the Cable 3 game last year. Dermot Delaney and Billy Beckett, the other runners. Craig Collister, 3-year starter as a receiver, and Dan McDonald. So from their own 48, Delaney and Eastchester's defense stuffs him up, so no gain for Dermot Delaney. He'll bring up a second down. The offensive line, which Bronxville has to work with. And the main guy on the line is Mike Herman. Mike Herman, one of the captains for Bronxville. And he's strong along with Rice. The right side really strong. And Phillips and Severin are first-year starters. So no gain on that play, maybe one. Second down and 10. Misdirection play in the backfield, and nothing, and what a tackle by number 60, Bobby Hunt. And Eastchester's defense fired up. Speaking of Bobby Hunt and the Eastchester defense, it looks like this. The front five, and they are experienced. Luciano at 240, ISO at 265. Hunt used all league last year. Piaquadio and DiNardo, excellent for just a sophomore. Let's look at the rest of the Eastchester defense while we got a chance. The linebackers, Lance Herbert and Dave Martucci, another sophomore, and 3 of 4 D-backs are back. Bernardini, Mariani, and Morano. Palmiato, the only new one to start. First pass for O'Callahan. He goes for it all! And about 2 yards long of Dan McDonald, the intended receiver. Wait, almost some lightning there for Bronxville.
Almost, but you can see right now, just at the start of the game, both defenses sky high. They're pumped. It's going to be tough to run against that Eastchester defense because they almost have everyone coming back. Martucci, the linebacker, is only a sophomore. He's not a returner. Everyone else is returning. Even John DiNardo, who's a sophomore. He started last year as a freshman at defensive end.
All right, Bronxville's first punt, Dan McDonald, the intended receiver on the last one, does the punting. Elton Lee, Mike Palmiato are back there. And it goes, takes a Bronxville down. Inside the 20, down to 17. So it's a 34-yard kick, and such a defensive battle. Eric Lubitz, Ray Karowski, along with Peter Archiello, and we're here at Eastchester for our opener, and on one series each, it's been all defense.
Well, usually the first game in the beginning of the football season, the defense is always ahead of the offense. So you could see it right here. Bronxville's defense is ahead of their offense, and also Eastchester's defense.
On Eagles' first series, you saw Elton Lee, who didn't get the job done. Eagles speeding halfback. I haven't seen the fullback, Jim Luciano, yet. Let's see if we see him here. We do see him here. And the ball is loose, but I believe the ball was called down. And I was correct, it was called dead.
If it's a fumble, there's Luciano going through. There's the ball. The ball's out. That's a fumble. That's a fumble. That's a definite fumble. And it looks like Bronxville's on the ball. But the official called whatever he called. I don't know. But Eastchester has the ball.
Okay, call they were down, but our replay shows otherwise. Mike Herman on the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 6 as Luciano picked up 4. They give it to him again. And maybe 1 that time. So Luciano maybe with 1 that time again. Bronxville's defense is just fired up. Making the tackle a few Broncos. Dan Rice, number 55, in on it.
Well, you can see that the defensive line, just watch the linemen, the line of scrimmage, and you can see the defensive linemen are beating the Eastchester linemen off the ball. And that's where this war is going to be won, right there in the trenches. The team that wins off the ball first.
3rd and 5, Todd Montesano has yet to throw it. Again in the eye. He'll throw it here. He's being rushed and he's sacked. And Dan McDonald.
Good pursuit by McDonald coming across, showing some great speed.
Mike Herman helped him out.
You can see McDonald right here. There he's going full speed. Todd Montesano, his back is... McDonald's going right into his back. Todd had no time to set up and throw the ball. Great play.
And Ray, how about Bronxville's defense? 6 offensive plays for Eastchester. They've gained more than 1 yard just once. Second time, Doug DeBrino punting, hit for 30 yards in his first attempt. And he gets it off here. And is taken by Beckett. And he'll go down at about the 43-yard line. Now it's McDonald, rather.
Now you can see that Bronxville won on that exchange of punts because now they're in Eastchester's territory. They crossed the 50-yard line, and it looks as if Bronxville has to get something established. They have to establish maybe prior the running game or whatever, and the same thing goes with Eastchester. They're just not establishing anything on offense.
26-yard kick for DeBrino. Bronxville has it in great position at the Eagle 43-yard line. Kevin O'Callahan is the QB. Second series. And Pryor gets it for the first time. And he's met by a bunch of Eagles as the pursuit just too much as Pryor picks up 2. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 to go.
Oh, this is definitely a defensive battle. It's good defensive pursuit. They're keeping their heads up. They're going right through the ball carriers.
Callahan keeps it to the outside. And he's dragged down as nothing either team can do offensively is working. Mark Bernardini on the tackle, the D-back. That's his third. He's a 3-year starter, senior.
Yeah, Mark,
and he'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was a great tackle by Bernardini. Comes right up. He's 6'1", 170 pounds, just as you mentioned, a 3-year starter. Last year, he was honorable mention All-League. He plays varsity basketball, and he's also captain of the baseball team. Quick, fast, pursues well.
36. Second time they threw it, and it's complete. I believe just short of the first down to McDonald. And see where they mark it, and it's a favorable mark for Eastchester. It's going to be about a yard short. And that's the first time that O'Callahan has completed a pass. It'll bring up a 4th and less than 1. In fact, Joe Salamini, I believe, will call for a measurement.
Well, this is going to be a tough decision right here. Okay, there's the setup. Nice reception right here. Now he catches. Now look how he's running back. He caught the ball in front of the line, and he's about 2 yards behind the line. If he would have caught the ball and maybe dove forward, he would have definitely had the first down.
All right, now, Ray, you're the
Short
coach.
By about a foot.
You make the call right here. Ball at the 34 of Eastchester. Do you try to punt it and pin the Eagles back?
This is a tough situation for Bill Magner, because if he goes for it and he does not make it, it's giving Eastchester better position than they had the last time. Now, if Bronxville punts and they go into the end zone, Eastchester has the ball at the 20-yard line. So you're really losing about maybe 13 yards, and I would go for it right here. Definitely go for it.
Well, apparently that is what they're going to do. Remember, Joe Pryor's their main man. Look for his number 44. He's only carried it once so far for 2 yards.
Now, this is going to be a tough situation because Bob Hunt right over the center is very quick. I mean, that could be a key right there.
And flags on the play. And did they draw the Eagles offside?
Eastchester offsides.
You have a dead ball foul, encroachment defense, your 5-yard penalty, first down.
Good call there, Joe Salamini.
And Ray, we'll see it again. We don't have the official time here.
Yeah, see what they do with their movement. You can do that because it's like you're shifting. The linemen are stationary, but the backs can move, and it's what you call a shift. They're shifting into, let's say they're in an I formation, and they might shift into a wing T.
Give Bill Magna credit there. So from the 29-yard line.
Also good discipline on the lineman for Bronxville.
It's our first down of the game. As we said, we don't have an official clock here. We've got to be about halfway into the first quarter. Another misdirection. That's Beckett. And Beckett's out of bounds, which will bring up a second down. Now let's go down to the field to Peter Arciello. He has Eastchester's QB, Todd Montesano.
Thanks, Eric. I've got Todd Montesano. He's just starting quarterback here. Todd, first 2 series, 3 and out both times. What's going on?
It seemed like, they're really stuffing up the middle. We're going to look to bounce it out. I talked to Coach Luciano on it. Maybe we're going to have to pass it something. I'm not sure.
Thanks a lot. Back up to you, Eric.
All right, so we'll see what happens with both teams actually on the offense. Not much going on, and right now we have Bronxville's first penalty of the game. Let's see if we can pick up. It's 10 yards.
Holding offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, that's a tough penalty, right? Exactly when you're going, you're in Eastchester's territory. You don't want to make mistakes like that, but you do expect them in a first game.
So instead of being on the 29, now they're on the 41. O'Callahan outside being rushed.
He's running the flag.
And he gets it off out of bounds. And another flag, though, and that could be against Eastchester.
Yeah, it could be interference. There was a push on the Bronxville receiver.
Craig Collister was the intended receiver, the Broncos' #1 receiver.
Yeah, Collister's a senior. He's a 3-year starter. Last year, he was an all-league player. He tied the school record last year with 7 interceptions.
Let's go. I know. Good.
Now, Ray, it looks like if they call pass interference, it's certainly different than on the pro level. No, it's offensive interference against Collister. And they are just marching themselves back.
Offensive pass interference, number 19, offense, 15-yard penalty, and we have a loss of down.
Now, how about that? Not only is it a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the previous 10-yard penalty, they lose it down to boot. So now it's second down and a ton. First and 36, actually.
And another penalty.
And this is sloppy. Game 1, is that why we're seeing this many flags?
The game 1, and maybe nervousness, but what you want to feel as a coach is, if you get beat by your opponent, okay, but guys, don't beat yourself. And that's exactly what Bronxville's doing. They're really hurting themselves here. It's penalty after penalty, penalty.
That one offside. Bronxville had the ball on Eastchester's 29-yard line. And just because of penalties, they've marched themselves back 31 yards. They need 41. Callahan long for McDonald, and he's got him. So a nice pass play. In on the tackle, number 20, John Morano.
Come on, Eagles. Johnny Gennardo. Inbounds, Joe.
O'Callahan moving out. Now McDonald does a great job here. He's covered well inside and outside, up and down. Comes down with the reception. McDonald's a junior, 6'1", 180 pounds, 2-year starter, an honor student, does a great job in the classroom. He plays basketball, lacrosse, and was the sophomore class president.
Hey, McDonald's all over the place. He receives the kicks. He's the Bronxville punter. I've seen a lot of him. So now it's 3rd and 12. That play went for 28 yards, and they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Callahan screen, and he threw that away. And good pursuit in the Eagle backfield. John DiNardo, number 42, right in his face, forced O'Callahan to throw it away.
Well, John DiNardo's doing a great job. He's only a sophomore. Don't forget, last year as a freshman he started. He was a varsity basketball player as a freshman. He's a great athletic ability, a lot of talent, good enthusiasm, tough individual. He'll come hard, play hard, loves contact.
So it's a 4th down here from the Eagles' 32-yard line. They need to get inside the 20, actually, so it's about 12, maybe 13 to go. And we'll see if what they'll do with it. There's just over 2 minutes to play, we're told, in quarter number 1 scoreless. Eastchester Bronxville from the Jarvis ball. Eastchester, New York passing situation. They go on 4. And they go long. And it's broken up, and we do not see a flag. And Craig Collister, Ray, was triple covered back there by Eastchester.
Eastchester's doing a great job defensively. The man's covered. The most important thing is what they're doing. They're coming across the line of scrimmage, and they're putting pressure on the quarterback so that Callahan cannot set up, find his receiver, and throw a good pass.
So a wild game so far. Only one first down in the first quarter. Bronxville had it all the way to the Eagle 29. They self-destructed with 4 penalties. Made most of it back on the nice pass play to McDonald. Really the only good offensive play we've seen so far today, but the Eagles' defense stood ground. Now we'll see if what Pete Archiello talked to Todd Montesano about, if they get something going here. Hilton Lee. And he gets it out 3 yards.
Mike, stay with them.
And that's 3 yards is his biggest gain so far.
Yeah, but the man is doing a good job for Bronxville. Is number 42. He's the captain of the team. That's Delaney. He's playing over Mike Fellman in the center, and he is just moving so quickly. He's tough. He's the one that got in on that tackle and tackles before that. Doing a great job there. The Mike man on the defensive line of Bronxville. Tough man to block. Eastchester may have to double team him.
Well, Bronxville's, most of their guys go both ways. Eastchester doesn't really have too many to play offense and defense. We'll see if that becomes a factor late. Montesano to throw. Likes to roll out left. And he completes it. Bernardini past the 40. And he hurdles close to the 30. And the Eagles, who haven't passed the last 2 years, really showing they can pass at the lefty. Montesano hooks up with Bernardini.
Todd Montesano's a junior. He started the second half of last year. The advantage here is he's a lefty. Look at him throwing on the run. Beautiful pass to Mark Bernardini, turning now. He goes to the sideline, and here he gives a straight arm, hoping that he would be cleared to score the touchdown. And right here, oh no, I was tackled. I had it. I would have gone all the way.
And a flag is on the play, and this is wiped out.
The penalties will kill you.
And Montesano with a nice play rolling out the nice pass. Bernardini with the nice run off a naught.
Now, Montesano's, the good thing about him is he's a lefty. He's going to the left. A lot of defenses are so used to the quarterback rolling to their left, but now you have a lefty. Here's the referee.
We have a personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 74, blue team. It's a 15-yard penalty. We'll repeat the down.
So, Ray, unnecessary roughness is the call. They marched down off 15 yards. And again, the penalty bug biting both teams early.
That's the first game, but Todd Montesano, like I was explaining before, when he's rolling out, he's an accurate passer. He's a pitcher on the baseball team, and he went to Iona College's quarterback camp this past summer.
Eagles second and long for the 19. Nothing from Montesano. As he's sacked down behind the line of scrimmage.
And who's there again for Bronxville? Number 42, that's Delaney, captain of the lacrosse team for Bronxville, 2-year starter. Now, Delaney's older brother played for the Broncos. He's a strong individual.
Get back, Coach. We can kick out
He bench presses 300 pounds. Delaney would like to play football or lacrosse in college. That's a strong boy. 205 pounds, bench presses over 300 pounds.
3rd and 21 for Eastchester. Sure passing situation again. It goes short here. And Bernardini doesn't hang on. And maybe a risky pass right there. 3rd and long.
Well, it was a screen pass. If it would have worked and the linemen come out and they get their block and you catch Bronxville off guard, it's a great play because you streak down a sideline, you pick up yardage or possibly a touchdown.
So it brings up a 4th down as it's been all defenses here today at the Jarvis Bowl for both teams. As we're late in quarter 1, still scoreless. For the 3rd time today, Doug DeBrinio will be punting.
Doug DeBrinio has to get a good punt off here because if not, Bronxville gets the ball in good field position.
DeBrinio's punted twice for 28 yards, and he gets a good one off here. Taken by Beckett. And Beckett might be gone. Lee to beat. And Lee slowed him up just in time.
But what Bronxville is doing, they're playing the entire first quarter in Eastchester's territory.
And they just ended the first quarter as there's the gun.
Yeah, there was a good block right there. Now he's going to the sideline. He's looking for his wall. His wall has to be set up. Elton Lee comes in, stops him. Another man comes down, makes the tackle.
An important message from Eastchester Town Supervisor James Duty.
I'm asking the voters of Eastchester, Bronxville, and Tuckahoe to support the entire Eastchester team on Election Day, because working together, we get results. Les Vaccaro, Jim Kerwood, Patty Doranwind, Joe Burke, John Gilday.
Vote Row A or the Town Independent line, Tuesday, November 5th.
All right, back here for the second quarter. And it is a 0-0 score. And Bronxville's had great field position throughout, and now they have their best from the 24-yard line of Eastchester, where they are 1st and 10. And Ray, the defenses have been good, but how about Bronxville's quarterback? O'Callaghan hasn't appeared too nervous. A couple nice completions to McDonald.
No, Callahan's doing a great job. Granted, it is his first year as a quarterback, but he's a 2-year starter, and last year he was a halfback.
All right, and now let's go down to Pete Archiello on the field.
I've got Amy Kuzma here. Amy has some mixed emotions today. She's Eastchester High School cheerleader, but her dad, Phil's the coach of the Bronxville team. Amy, how do you feel about that?
I think I want Eastchester to win, and I think we have a good team this year, but I think for the rest of the season, I wish that, I hope my father has the rest of the, good football season.
Did Dad do anything different this week? Maybe a little less dinner, or ask you for some Eastchester hints or some clues?
Yeah, he always asks what Eastchester is doing differently, and he asks about, I guess, about the defense, because he's the defensive coach. And
did you tell him anything different?
no, I said I didn't know.
Well, there she is, a loyal Eastchester cheerleader. Back up to you guys.
Well, Ray, she says she's rooting for Eastchester, but she's got to remember who puts the food in her mouth.
Oh, no, she's a cheerleader, and they're dedicated to this Eastchester. I'm sure that, like she said, she wants Eastchester to win, but after this game, I'm sure she wants Bronxville to win all their games.
And, of course, Eastchester and Bronxville right next to each other geographically here in Westchester County. A lot of kids know each other.
Now, Bronxville's in good field position. They've been down here in this territory of Eastchester so many times they have to go in for a score.
There's Pryor, and to the right side, he busts ahead for 5, and that's only the second time Pryor's touched it today, and that was a nice run.
That surprises me a little bit, because Joe Pryor's the captain of the team. He's a senior, 5'11", 205 pounds. He's a 3-year starter. Last year, honorable mention, all section. He's an honor student, captain of the lacrosse team, and in lacrosse he was all league. Now, this guy's tough, he's durable, and you would expect that he would get the ball more often than what he has so far in this game.
2nd and 5, here he gets it again, 1st down. And a gain of 9 for Pryor, and just the Broncos' first down of the game. Stats for quarter number 1. And you can see the defense having its effect. Only 1 first down in the game. Look at that, yards rushing. 2 nice passes from O'Callaghan to McDonald, so total yards in the favor of Bronxville, and no turnovers, but a lot of penalties. So it's been clean in the fact there hasn't been a turnover, but there's been a lot of penalties, 6 in all in that quarter. 1st down from the 11, Bronxville knocking on the Eagle door. 3 in a row to Pryor, and he's inside the 10 to the 9, in on the tackle, number 35 for Eastchester, and that's Mauro Piccanini.
And you can see Pryor carrying the ball to the right side of the line. You have the right guard for Bronxville, Dan Rice, a senior, 6 foot, 210 pound. The right tackle, captain of the team, Mike Herman, senior, 6'1", 205 pounds, a 2-year starter. He's an all-league wrestler, posted a 24-2 record last year. That's their tough side. If they're going to run anywhere, they're going to run to that right side.
From the 9-yard line, 2nd down, they can get a 1st down. They have about 8 to go for the 1st down, 9 for the touchdown. Beckett, he might be in the end zone. Bernardini can't get him, and the Broncos on the board first.
Number 20, Bill Beckett, a junior, a 2-year starter, plays basketball and baseball. Such a good baseball player. He traveled to Australia this past summer and played on an American team. Good run there. They go into a power I left formation, and it looks like it's going to be a blast play to the left. You can see it. Beckett's running there. Now all of a sudden he cuts, veers to the outside perimeter, and now it's a foot race. He's going right for the flag. That's all that he's thinking about is total concentration on that corner, goes in for the score, and what a great feeling to score a first touchdown of the year.
And the extra point is perfect. So Bronxville has a 7-0 lead as Dan McDonald, who's the do-it-all guy for Bronxville, kicked the point. So it's 7-0 Broncos. And Ray, we talked about on your keys before the game how important it would be to get on the board first for Bronxville.
Yeah.
And that's what they've done.
Yep, that was very important for them to get on the board first and early. It's still early in the game, and this is going to give Bronxville confidence that they're here to play ball. There it is, the power right left. Now watch it right here. You see like he's going. Now that drew the defense right to the off-tackle play, and Beckett goes to the outside, right to the pylon, across the goal line, scores the first. What a great feeling when you score a touchdown.
You know, it's interesting, though. They went to the left side. Justin Phillips made the nice block, which enabled Beckett to get in, but the right side is the strength of their line. And what they did is they established Pryor 3 straight times, and then they went misdirection to Beckett the other way, and they fooled Eastchester.
Yeah, but when they lined up in that power I left, you knew that they were going to go to the left because that's where the power to backfield is. Now, Justin Phillips, the left guard, throws an excellent block. He's an honor student, plays baseball, and now another strong individual. He bench presses 300 pounds. So those linemen are doing a job.
And Bronxville in the opener against Eastchester last year didn't get anything on the board. They were shut out, so already improved on that. They lead it by a score of 7-0. And Bill Shakos will kick off.
Now this is what's going to be tough now because Bronxville has that confidence that they did score, and this defense may get a little bit tougher. So
Palmiotto from the 18 through his 30. Oh, and he was gone, if not for the beautiful play by number 65, Bill Shakos, the kicker, who saved the touchdown.
Well, 21 was also in there that grabbed the foot, Toby Smith. Toby Smith grabbed an ankle.
I told you the clock was
Boy,
going.
almost a touchdown right up the gut.
29-yard return for Palmiotto.
Here he is. He's going right up the gut. Those guys blocking. You'd see right there. You see where 21?
That whole middle was open.
What? Toby Smith grabbed the ankle. Boy, that was a touchdown-saving tackle right
now
there.
Now some daylight from Palmiotto. The scoring drive for Bronxville didn't take them long, did it? 4 plays, and Beckett got in the end zone. Of course, it didn't take 0 minutes. There's not an official clock here. Beckett's 8-yard run, and the point by McDonald, and it's 7-0 Bronxville. We're close to being halfway through quarter number 2 here at the Jarvis Bowl. Eric Lubitz, Ray Karowski, Pete Archiello, our opener of the 1991 season. Todd Montesano, and quarterback, and again, trouble with the line. It may have been some movement on the line, and I believe it's against the defense. And Bronxville has been hit with more penalties than Eastchester. Let's see the infraction.
We have a dead ball foul, encroachment, defense, first down 5.
This is going to be a good sign of Eastchester's character right here. Now that they're down by a touchdown, to see how strong they can come back and really fight and get to that goal line.
Eastchester has been able to do nothing offensively so far. They're at the Bronxville 49. And he'll lose yardage as McDonald meets him in the backfield, and Dan McDonald seems to be on every tackle for the Broncos. He may have lost 1.
Well, McDonald did a great job. You see him shed his block. He stood right there like a block of granite.
As we look at John DiArco, 31-30-1 his career record at Eastchester in his 8th season, coming off 2 disappointing seasons, 1-8 last year.
He's very enthusiastic about this group of players that he has now. There's good enthusiasm. He has the experience. He has depth. Looking forward to a great year.
2nd and 6. Luciano, and he gets nothing. Nothing for Luciano. Dan Rice, the first to meet him, along with a host of Broncos.
Boy, Mike Feldman, the center for Eastchester. He's a senior, 6'2", 200 pounds, a 2-year starter, plays hockey. He is the man that has to block Delaney.
Yeah, and there's Dom Ciceri in the football jacket, the athletic director at Eastchester. We'd like to thank him and his crew here. Did a fine job helping us out. The athletic director of Bronxville, Vito Priori.
And with Dom Ciceri is Dr. Boyer, the school doctor.
Third down, Montesano, passing situation. And he's sacked, and Dermot Delaney been living in the Eagle backfield. And again, nothing going right for the Eagles offense.
Tell you, Delaney's doing a great job in there. That man's going to have to be double-teamed or possibly triple-teamed. Look at the pursuit, the speed. That puts a lot of pressure on Montesano. He can't sit up. He can't throw the ball. It's the best defense you can possibly have is applying that pressure, and Delaney's playing an excellent game in there.
Delaney was a linebacker last year, so he is strong, and he is very quick, and he's utilizing it from his end slot. Fourth punt for DeBrunio, is averaging 31 yards on his first 3, and there'll be no return here. Takes an Eagle bounce. And it goes inside the 20 to the 19. So a 35-yard kick with no return. And he's been a busy man so far, Doug DeBrunio, with 4 punts, and fortunately for the Eagles, he's doing a good job at it.
He's doing a great job. He's keeping them in good field position. And Bronxville has the ball right now, the 20-yard line. They have 80 yards to go. That's some kind of a drive that you have to execute to go 80 yards without making a mistake.
Well, the thing is, Eastchester has not had the field position. It's been Bronxville today, but right now, the Broncos have pushed back, so...
This is the key right here for Eastchester to hold Bronxville.
O'Callahan on first down to throw to Pryor. And it's complete with just 3 yards, and another yellow flag hits the field. That's the 3rd completion, should it stand, for O'Callahan.
I wonder if this is unnecessary roughness on the quarterback. If it is, it's a senseless error.
And that appears to be the indication from Joe Salamini. And it's going to be marched off.
You see, that's what you do not want to happen, because if Eastchester can hold Bronxville down on a 20-yard line, Bronxville has the punt. Eastchester gets the ball maybe on the 50 or Bronxville's 40. They're in good field position, but that penalty hurt them.
A big foul against Eastchester.
Personal foul, defense, number 42, unnecessary roughness, 15.
35-yard line.
Well, that was on John DiNardo, the sophomore.
So the officials have warned Coach John DiArco that DiNardo is close to being ejected from the game as well. O'Callahan long, and that's incomplete. Henry receiver, Dan McDonald. Double coverage for the Eagles back there.
I'll tell you, that's going to be dangerous if Bronxville keeps on putting that ball in the air like that when the receiver is double covered. That ball is going to be picked off one of these times.
John Morano, Chris Mealy back there defending. And that's a surprising call, huh? First down, Bronxville going for it?
Well, they want to mix it up. They don't want to stereotype, not that we always run the ball on first down. That's not a bad play, to throw the ball, but throw it short, maybe into the flat, and a good high percentage pass.
Why do you keep the defense honest, knowing that you can go long at any particular time? So it's 2nd and 10 from the 36 of Bronxville. They lead it by a score of 7-0 over Eastchester. And it's a reverse. And John Higgins gets nothing. That's the first time Higgins has carried the ball. Backup halfback. He's a senior, but didn't play on the team last year.
You see, it's pretty tough to run a reverse against the Eastchester defense because they do react well. They have all the gaps filled. They're across the line of scrimmage. So there's too much time that the ball is behind the line of scrimmage. And by the time you do go from one end to the other end on a reverse, boom, there's an Eastchester defender, and they make the tackle. You're going to have to go right at them, go with blast, trap plays, counters, and just square those shoulders to the goal line straight up. The backs have to do to get that extra yardage.
Bobby Hunt made the tackle for Eastchester. 3rd and 10. Probably a passing situation. We'll see. Callahan to throw. And it's intercepted. Mike Palmiotto with the interception. He just ran the kickoff back very well, almost for a touchdown, and he makes his second big play.
Yeah, Mike Palmiotto's he's a talented ball player. He has the speed, he has the strength, and you can see where he has this recoverability. Comes up with a big play right here. See the quarterback down. Now, at this time, Palmiotto's moving back. He sees the ball. Boom, he goes up as high as he can for the interception. Great play by Palmiotto.
And now, after that play, he is inserted in the lineup. Backup halfback instead of Lee.
And he's only a junior.
Luciano pulling ahead, and that's the Luciano that we know. So it'll be second down. Another look at Palmiotto's INT, Ray.
Number 68, also in on a play.
Mike Palmiotto, the junior, right there, comes up with the interception. That's a key play right there. It gives Eastchester good field position. Now, it gives them a little bit more motivation, enthusiasm. Momentum is going their way. Very important for them to take it in and score before the end of the half.
So from the 39, second down, that's the best we've seen Luciano run. And he's a bull when he gets the ball. And right now, we'll see if the momentum has swung.
Now, Luciano, 6'2", 238 pounds.
Gets it again. And this time, nothing doing.
Yeah,
he won.
He stopped. 3 guys hit him, and 5 have to bring him down.
All right, now let's go down to Pete Archiello on the field.
2 quick points. First of all, is on the Bronxville side, Coach Magner said on the goal line, it was simple goal line offense. As he puts it, let them try and stop us. On the Eastchester side, Coach DiArco just pretty much read his players the riot act because of a couple bad penalties. He said, don't confuse stupidity with aggressiveness. Back up to you guys.
All right, thanks, Pete. And, well, it's just not Eastchester. Both teams have had the penalties, but I don't know if it's more or less stupidity. It's a lot of first-game jitters.
No, I don't think it's stupidity. What it is, it's the first game, and you do expect mistakes, but the important thing is which team is going to capitalize on it.
Third down. Luciano doesn't have the first down, but he's close. He probably got about 1.5 on that. It'll be fourth down, and it looks to be inches. In fact, they may even measure, but I don't think he has enough.
No, he didn't make it. That's a definite, but just looking at the chains, but right here, you know definitely they're going to go for it. The thing that I'm surprised a little bit also is that Eastchester with Jimmy Luciano, 238 pounds of fullback, Elton Lee, good man, tailback behind him. Why they don't run like a blast play off tackle and really, you know, get that power, strength, and easily get a first down, possibly pick up more yardage, and maybe even break it. You got to blast them, power, strength, speed, blast.
Wholesale changes right now for Eastchester as the fourth down. Offense is in. John DiNardo just checked in, as did Bobby Hunt. Could be sure Luciano's going to handle it, though. Fourth down and inches.
Now, Iasola's the left tackle. He's the best lineman, the toughest to run. Right behind him, which they put.
And he has more, and that's Luciano. Coach DiArco was hoping would come out to play today as he dragged Bill Shakos down, who finally makes the tackle.
You can see Luciano right here. Now, he's going to be running right behind Iasola, who is the left tackle. Now, boom, he's lowering his shoulder, and he's just bouncing off defenders. Look how hard it is to bring him down. You're going to have to tackle him around the ankles.
And now we have the 4-minute warning on the field. Let's go back to Pete Archiello.
One quick note on that 4th and 1 for Eastchester. Offensive coordinator Joe Luciano told me they go to the beef group, which is they had 2 offensive linemen, take out the 2 wide receivers. They went an unbalanced line left. Obviously, it worked. They're on their move. Back up to you guys.
All right, as we saw, we noticed that they had the different guys come in the game, and with a 4th and a couple inches, where they had the ball, it was obvious what they were doing. So a smart move, right, to get the right people.
Well, it's also not only a smart move, but it's really what you would think that they would do, because Iasola's 265. He's the best lineman. He can block. So come on, let's take advantage of him. Let's run behind him. That's where we're going to pick up the yardage.
It's 7-0 Bronxville on top of Eastchester. Interesting game. Game of field position. Bronxville had it all of the first quarter and early part of the second until they scored. And since then, Eastchester's had it. 7-0 though. And the Eagles looking to get on the board before the half. They have a first down. Ball sits inside their 25 of Bronxville.
It's going to be a big test right here for both teams. The test for Bronxville on defense. Can they hold Eastchester? And right here, Eastchester's close to that 20-yard line, which is 20 yards, and then it's the red zone. And this is where Eastchester has to score. They have to be confident. I mean, this is the test.
For Eastchester, they still may be in the negatives in total yards. It's been that kind of a day offensively for them. Both teams have played great defense, but Luciano now with a couple of nice runs offensively, beginning to show what he can do. And we mentioned the wear and tear of Bronxville's defense is also playing offense.
That's going to give Eastchester an advantage. Once they establish Jimmy Luciano, Bronxville's going to be looking for him, and then that's the time. Now here comes Eastchester in a straight
Luciano again, and he'll get 3. Dermot Delaney will stop him. 3 if he's lucky, maybe 2 to bring up second down. And it seems like Dermot Delaney, Mike Herman, and Dan McDonald make just about every single Bronxville tackle.
Yeah, now Mike Herman, number 68, he's strong. He bench presses over 300 pounds. He's totaled over 1,300 in the college boards. He would like to play football for Dartmouth. He's in the top 10% of his class.
Second down from the 23 and 8 to go. Bernardini, the outside. And he's stuck, but not before. Picks up a nice gain. So maybe 7 yards, and I think he's short. And it should bring up a third down and a long 2.
You can hear the popping down there. They're smacking leather, painting helmets.
Not the first time Bernardini has touched it on offense for Eastchester. He's one of their captains, 3-year starter, #1 guy they'd like to throw to. Of course, he caught the pass which was called back earlier by Montesano. And in fact, Bernardini, he caught the touchdown which won it last year in the game against Bronxville. And Elton Lee gets close to the first down, but just short.
Boy, that's good, hard-hitting football in there. You hear those cracks and smacks, and you hear the grunt. They're really going at it down there.
And Ray, again, another 4th down on the drive for Eastchester. We're late in the first half, and the Eagles are going to stop the clock and talk about it. Again, 4th and about half a yard. And there's the Eagle team, and they're looking so much forward to this season. I know after last year, a lot of these guys haven't won too many games, because 2 years ago they won just twice, last year just once. And John DiArco's not used to losing. I mean, he's had great teams here. And now we'll continue this in a moment. Now let's go down to Pete Archiello.
Inside the 20-yard line, Eastchester got the beef group in there again. They're just trying to smash mouth football. That's what Bronxville did to them at the other end of the field. This is classic tradition rivalry football. Back and forth, nose to nose. It's a good game so far. Let's see.
And Ray, it is a good game so far. And who does that favor inside the 20?
Well, that's the toughest part. When you're inside that 20, it is really tough. This is where the defense toughens up, because you know, the defensive backs don't have to play as deep. If they are deep, they're in the end zone, and they can come up. They pursue well. And it's a test of character right here for Eastchester. Now, they're going to go with the beef up front. The guys that have the load, the big guys, they're over 200 pounds. They'll get the first down. But what they have to do is they're going to have to go in there and score, because time is running out, and you can't grind it out every single play and only make 1 or 2 yards.
Well, Luciano probably will get the call again. One of the captains for Eastchester All-League last year. The big senior, weighs 240 pounds. 3rd year starting.
Now they're in a power eye right. This might be a blast play.
No, he doesn't get it. It's Lee, and he has it. And Lee has a first down with 4 yards, and Luciano went one way. A lot of the key Bronxville defenders went with him, and
not bad. Good call.
Elton Lee weighs just 145 pounds, and his backfield partner Luciano weighs 100 pounds more than him.
Yeah, but Elton Lee has those strong, powerful legs.
So everyone thought that Luciano was going to get it there, including us.
Well, Eastchester has that, you know, the backfield is almost like a college backfield, size-wise.
From the 12-yard line, late first half, Montesano to Lee again. And he gets to about the 10. Where the Bronxville defense stops him. It'll bring up second down. And again, we don't have a clock.
No, Eric, this is very interesting because you have Eastchester pounding the line, pounding the line, pounding the line. And what happens right now, you have a little play action. Todd Montesano drops back, boom, hits a man in a flat for a touchdown.
Second down from the 10. They can get a first down. They need 8 for that. Approximately a minute to go. Lee again. And again, he'll go up the middle and he'll get 2. And you would think that Elton Lee would try to get outside because he's elusive and he is quick.
Yeah, he's a track man. He winter track. He runs the 100-yard dash. He has good speed. Now you see, this is a tough situation right here because once you're running that ball in there, running, and then you have the defense thinking that, hey, they're going to run the ball, and all of a sudden you do a little play action, drop back, boom, pop it. Could be a first down or a touchdown.
Third down from the 7.
2 downs to make it.
Just over a minute to go in the end zone. And that is incomplete, almost intercepted. Right outside the end
Good
zone,
coverage.
and Bernardini couldn't hang on. Good coverage by Bronxville, as we said. Broncos almost come up with a big defensive interception.
You can see right here, there's the play action. Okay, now Bernardini's got to go out to the flat. Look at the coverage, good coverage right there, staying with the man. Boy, disciplined defense.
And now Bronxville will stop the clock for the first time.
And then Coach Kuzma, he's the defensive coordinator, and he's telling those guys, look, they're running the ball, be careful, watch, look for that pass. And they did. Good coverage on that last play.
Yeah, Bill Kuzma runs the defense for Bronxville. Bill Magner, the head coach there. There's a good look at Bill. Bill, 18-6-1 career. 4th year. He's 5-3 last year. And Kuzma runs the defense. 15th year total, though, that Magner's been associated with the Bronxville program.
Assistant coach under Vito Piori.
And they do a great job. Very well-schooled coach. And now our director, Paul Cardio, tells us 38 seconds to go. He got that right from the field.
Well, this is the classic football right now. Here at 38 seconds remaining till the half, Eastchester has to score or get a first down, and they still have time to score if they do get the first down. And the pressure on Bronxville, they have to hold them.
Don't forget to join me every Tuesday night for Extra Points, all the scores and highlights, and our top 5s, everything that's going on in Section 1 football around Southern Westchester. Extra Points Tuesday at 7:30. And don't forget next week, Ray, we'll be back again at Edgemont High School for Woodlands and Edgemont, our game of the week next week. The Bronxville certainly not thinking about next week right now. Next week for them, they're at Tuckahoe, which is probably their biggest rivalry.
Yeah. Now right here, Bronxville has to watch for a dive, an option, a pass.
4th and 7 from the 9. They can get a first down at the 2. Montesano. And it's incomplete, broken up by Dan Rice, number 55. Also in on the play for the Broncos, number 20, Bill Beckett. And the Broncos have stopped. And Eastchester couldn't get a first down every time on 4th. That time, Bronxville and Magner stopped them.
This is a tough situation of Bronxville to watch and look for everything before the snap of the ball. Now they're reacting to the pass. Look at this, 1 man, 2, 3. 3 Bronxville defenders right there to knock that ball down. That's what you call good defensive pursuit.
And now Bronxville again will stop the clock, and Bill Magner will come out and talk to his team. And right here, I'm sure what he's going to tell them is just don't make a mistake right now. Let's get out of here with the 7-0 lead and go talk about it in the locker room. Because with only a few seconds to go, they're inside their own 10.
Exactly. You don't even want to exchange the ball. The only exchange you want is between the center and the quarterback. Now, the quarterback gets the ball. Don't even try to hand it off to anyone. Get down on a knee. Kill that clock. I'm sure there are less than 20 seconds remaining.
We thought it might be a baseball score, the final of this one, and so far it's looking like that. 7-0. Bronxville leads it. Kevin O'Callahan, the quarterback for Bronxville, doing a good job. And Ray, there's the executive producer of Cable 3 Sports in the background with the shades, trying to act like we don't know she's there, but she is, Nancy Green.
Now, Kevin O'Callahan, he's a tough individual. He plays basketball and baseball. Last year, he received the Bob Burt Award for the most courageous football player. Now, don't forget, last year he was a halfback, so he has that varsity experience.
You know, Bronxville doesn't forget what happened here last year, losing to Eastchester. They finished 5-3. They win this game. They're 6-2. They get into a bowl, so they look at it like Eastchester kept them out of a bowl last year.
And this is one of their toughest games. Their first game, Eastchester, and the last game on their schedule is Dobbs Ferry.
As expected, Callahan runs it out, just falls on it, and that'll do it for the first half. So as we expected, a defensive struggle, and a fired-up Bronxville team has themselves a lead of 7-0. And now let's go down on the field. Pete Archiello has Bill Magner, and his team has a 7-0 lead. So now let's go down to Pete. We're having some trouble with Pete's microphone. We'll get that worked out for you if we can. But Ray, as we're trying to work that out, everything we expected defensively, and I guess all Bronxville could expect offensively, doing what they do very well, not making a mistake, getting the job done. And meanwhile, Eastchester is trailing 7-0. What do you tell them if you're John DeArco?
Well, I'll tell you, I think the Bronxville defense is doing a fantastic job, and what you have to tell your guys at halftime is, hey, linemen, come on, we got to fire out, stick with your man, come on, drive the feet. You know, there's no tomorrow. This is it. We're just not doing the job up front.
So it is 7-0. Bronxville leading Eastchester. We'll come back with our halftime show next.
What was I going to do today? Oh, yeah, I'm going to stand up. What do you think, Arnold? How about you, Buster? Isn't it great Mom and Dad built us this new room? I don't know where they got the money, but whoever you are, thanks a whole lot. Okay, watch this, guys.
Look who's on his own 2 feet.
People's Westchester Savings Bank.
Would life go on in Westchester if there were no theaters, no orchestras, no galleries or museums? Of course. But the arts make this county a most desirable place to live and work. Don't the arts just happen? No. They need support to flourish. And the arts deserve support because the arts enrich lives, provide jobs, encourage tourism, stimulate economic growth, and most important, the arts help kids learn life skills. The 1991 Westchester Arts Fund campaign is in full swing. Your contribution will have a direct impact on the cultural life in your own community. Your contribution supports not just one, but more than 40 arts organizations throughout the county. I urge business, corporate, and community leaders to make the arts a priority this year. Support the Arts Fund. And for information, call the Council for the Arts in Westchester at 428-4220. Thank you.
In 30 seconds, we can't explain it or give you enough examples to prove it. But if you spend the next 12 months under the care and coverage of Physicians Health Services, you'll know why PHS is healthcare at its best.
Back at the Jarvis Bowl, Eric Lubitz, Ray Karowski, Pete Archiello, and Bronxville has a 7-0 lead over Eastchester at halftime. Now we have a chance to take a look at the top fives in all 3 of our conferences, and we'll start off with conference number 1. And the preseason top fives look like this. The number 1 team in conference 1, the North Rockland Raiders, and their first Roosevelt number 2. They should have a good team this year. Also from League 1A, Scarsdale is 3. Mayapack, favored in League 1C, is 4. And Nurshell, who actually played earlier this morning, is number 5. In Conference 2, Ossining, the number 1 team. They ended last season number 1, and they should go all the way this year as number 1. Nyack, number 2. Harrison 3. Lakeland, switch from Conference 1 to 2, is 4. And the Rye Garnets at number 5. They're a young team. They have a lot of experience back. In Conference 3, our preseason poll, number 1, Dobbs Ferry. They currently have a 10-game win streak. Our first, Nanuet, is number 2. They're the Class C champions of the past 2 years. Westlake is 3, Briarcliff 4, and the Pleasantville Panthers are number 5. Other than our Eastchester Bronxville game on this first Saturday of the season, there are a lot of other teams in action as well. And we'll take a look at the schedule for that. In Conference 1, some teams idle week number 1, including the number 1 team, North Rockland, as well as some others. There are games being played in Conference 1. The Huguenots on the road, tough test against Ramapo. Mamaroneck opening up against FD Roosevelt. And Carmel Scarsdale is an interesting game because they opened last season. Scarsdale beat them, but Carmel had revenge in a bowl game, defeating the Raiders. Other games played on this first Saturday in Conference 2. Ossining hosting Gorton. Gorton, a very tough opponent, but Ossining, the class of Conference 2. Harrison opens up on the road at Tappan Zee in Rockland County. Other action in Conference 2 on the opening Saturday, including Nyack at Yorktown, 2 of the top teams in all Conference 2. And Lakeland playing the first game at the Conference 2 level at home against Hen Hud. In Conference 3, Dobbs Ferry travels to Dover for their first one. Pelham Edgemont, we opened with that last year. They open up against each other. Ardsley on the road, Woodlands on the road, and Irvington with their new coach Bill Dyer trying to break their 15-game losing streak. Briarcliff Nanuet could be 2 best teams in Conference 3. Valhalla opens on the road. Pleasantville Sleepy Hollow, always a good game. And you can see a few teams who are idle week number 1, including the Tuckahoe Tigers. And the Tigers are here, in fact, watching Eastchester and Bronxville, because they'll play their first 2 games against Bronxville and then Eastchester. So it's 7-0, Bronxville leading at the half. We'll come back with more halftime after this.
Make ESPN your season ticket to increased business. Set record-setting sales by advertising on the network that places your ads within powerful NFL programming all season long. Score winning touchdowns with Sunday Night NFL. Team up with award-winning NFL Game Day and NFL Primetime. Get your season ticket now. Call your cable advertising representative today.
An important message from Eastchester Town Supervisor James Duty.
I'm asking the voters of Eastchester, Bronxville, and Tuckahoe to support the entire Eastchester team on Election Day, because working together, we get results. Les Vaccaro, Jim Kerwood, Patty Doranwind, Joe Burke, John Gilday.
Vote Row A or the Town Independent Line, Tuesday, November 5th.
And the Broncos have a 7-0 lead at halftime here at the Jarvis Bowl. You can see on our Geds graphics scoreboard, 7-0 Bronxville over Eastchester. Last year it was 12-0 Eastchester shutting out Bronxville. The Eagles will try to get on the board and come back in the second half. Well, now it's time to take a look at our first half stats of this contest. And pretty even first downs, only 5 altogether in this game because it's been primarily a defensive game. 38 yards rushing for Bronxville, including 28 by Joe Pryor, their main guy. Eastchester just 18 total, 29 yards rushing, though, from Jim Luciano, but because of losses, their total was just 18 yards. Yards passing, the Eagles haven't actually completed a pass, although Montesano did complete a pass to Bernardini, but it was called back. And for the Bronxville Broncos, O'Callahan 3 for 7, 37 yards, passing total yards in favor of the Broncos, and only 1 turnover, and that was the interception that O'Callahan threw, but Eastchester couldn't capitalize as they ended toward the first half, stalled inside the Bronxville 10-yard line. The only points of the first half, here it is. Drive took 4 plays, 24 yards, culminating in this Billy Beckett touchdown run. Went to the left side, behind the left side of his line. Justin Phillips with the nice block, and Bernardini tried to shoestring tackle, couldn't make it. Beckett in the end zone, and Bronxville has the 7-0 lead at the half. When we come back, we'll kick off half number 2 at the Jarvis Ball. It's Bronxville 7, Eastchester nothing.
When the world only dreamed of flight, men of vision took to the skies. Theirs is a story of pioneering courage and technological adventure. From air transportation to our nation's defense, witness the evolution of flight through the eyes of the aviator. Neil Armstrong soars to new heights as he takes you through a living history of aviation. First Flights. Wednesdays, 9 Eastern, 10 Pacific on A&E.
Okay, sweetheart, this is it. Go ahead. Our first house. She's going to love it.
At People's Westchester, we help families realize their dreams with mortgages from the very fixed to the very adjustable. The mortgages of People's Westchester Savings Bank.
After speaking to both coaches at halftime, here's the word. Coach DiArco really upset with the penalties. He's upset with his intensity, his team's intensity. He told them they have to suck it up. They got to get going. On the other side, like Coach Magger, couldn't be happier. He said the team is playing well. The goal line stands, I guess, really help, and that's why they're up 7-0. Back up to you guys.
All right, Pete, and obviously Eastchester not happy with what's happened in the first half. They trail 7-0. Very much a football game, though. And Bronxville will get the ball first. Bernardini, his kick is taken by Beckett. And he's over his 20. Breaks back the other way. And he's finally tackled at about the 31-yard line. So 11-yard return by Billy Beckett, and the Broncos will get things going. We'll look at their entire offense. Kevin O'Callahan, he had a pretty good first half. Joe Pryor, the main guy. Delaney Beckett, the other runners. Collister and McDonald's been the key receiver here so far. The offensive line for Bronxville, and Herman and Rice on the right side have been the guys so far. Nice side that Bronxville likes to run to, but they got their touchdown Ray on the left side following the weak side.
Yeah, now right here, what Bronxville wants to do is control the ball, have a good drive, chew up the clock, and possibly go for a score. No mistakes.
Pryor. And he has a first down.
Who's the tackle on that side?
And he's finally tackled by Bernardini. Nice play by Bronxville. And with only 2 first downs in the first half, they already pick up 1 here in the second half. The defense for Eastchester, Luciano Iasola. The guys on one side, Hunt, Piaquadio, and DiNardo, the sophomore. The linebackers for the Eagles, Martucci, other sophomore, and Herbert, and Bernardini, Mariani, Morano, and Palmiato are the D-backs. And both defenses played great in the first half. Pryor again gets it. And this time he tripped up, maybe picked up 3 on the play to bring up a second down. You can see maybe Bill Magna going to his main man Pryor a little more in the second half.
And he's also going to the left side. On the left side, you have John McDonald. You have the left tackle, Bill Shakis, and the left guard, Justin Phillips, doing a good job of blocking. And the key right here is which line is getting off the ball the quickest. And it looks so far like Bronxville is. At the snap of that ball, that defensive line just has to fire into a gap or a man, whatever the defensive line it is, and really quickly.
2nd and 7, 3 in a row for Pryor. And he bangs ahead for another 2. And he'll bring up a 3rd and maybe a long 4 for Bronxville. Again, 3 times Pryor, 3 times the left side. And maybe again, something that they saw.
Well, it's this sledgehammer football. They're going from tackle to tackle. That's where they're doing all their running. And they're just telling the linemen, just fire off the line, hit your man, stay with him, drive your feet. And then if our back can get past the line of scrimmage, he'll pick up another 2 or 3 yards.
Opening drive. Quarter number 3 from the Jarvis Bowl. Big play here. 3rd and 5. And Pryor again, and he has it.
They just keep going to the left side, I don't know, this looks like it's very close.
And maybe he doesn't have it, we'll see. Yes, he does. So the spot wasn't what they would have liked, but just enough for a first down. So now in the second half, 4 Bronxville plays, 4 Pryor handle.
Now, John Morano made that tackle. He's a second-year starter, but he's a cornerback. If he's making the tackles, that means the ball carrier's getting past the line of scrimmage and the linebackers.
From the Eagle 48. Decent field position for Bronxville. Beckett gets it in the left side, and he's thrown for a loss. And that play just flat out did not work. Jim Luciano was over there among the Eagles in on the hit. He'll bring up a 2nd and long as that play lost at least 5 yards. Say 6, 2nd and 16.
Yeah, look at Jim Luciano, number 24. Okay, he's coming off the field. Looks like he's hurting in his back. Might have a back injury.
And that's a blow to Eastchester if they lose him. He plays both ways, of course, the fullback. 2nd down, Beckett again. And he breaks past the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. Picked up 8, so it'll bring up a 3rd and about 8.
I can see Beckett. Now he gets the ball. Now in the line, there's 72 blocking, 55 coming across. Look at the hitting, the popping, the intensity is very strong there in the line. They're smacking leather and painting helmets.
And again, a D-back, John Morano, made the tackle. Big play for both teams here. 3rd and a short 9. Callahan to throw. First time in the second half. Gets it off. Intercepted. A flag is on the play, though. And this is going to be holding, defensive holding against Eastchester. And we saw it right up here. And Ray Palmiato had his 2nd INT, but it will not count.
Yeah, you can see right here. So he's coming down now. He sees his receiver. He sets, he throws. And the ball, now there's Dave Martucci. Now he is only a sophomore, starting linebacker. Maybe he touched the receiver before the ball got to the receiver.
So not only no interception. Well, we're having trouble picking up the head official. And it'll bring up a first down, though, against Bronxville. So not only the INT, but an automatic first down and yards marched off. So the ball's now at the 34-yard line.
And this drive by Bronxville is impressing me because they're doing it without a mistake.
Good call, though. Inside. Pryor banging ahead for about 3 yards, and he's a tough runner. Even when there's nothing there, he'll seem to get the extra yard or 2. Tough to run up the middle.
Boy, he is a tough.
He's
a tough individual. He's excellent in the classroom. He scored 1,300 on the college boards. He would like to attend Cornell. bench presses over 300 pounds. Last year, he was voted the team's most valuable player.
Sure, honorable mention all section, and it's funny.
And he was also all-league in lacrosse.
Two-sport guys. Second down, about 7. Again to Pryor. Zigzags his way close to another first down.
And you see they're going off tackle, and you can see Pryor holding that ball. When he's in the right at the line of scrimmage, he has 2 hands on that football, so he does not cause a fumble.
Luciano back in the game, so he appears to be okay. As you can see, they suffer without him in the contest. Third down and a long 1.
I'll tell you, this is some drive so far by Bronxville.
From their 25. Pryor, and he barrels ahead on a second effort, and he has it. Ray may have been stopped at first, but he didn't go right down there. And the second effort,
coming right in there was number
down.
73 for Eastchester. That's Anthony Iasola. You can see Iasola right there to the right of your screen now. He sheds his man. Boom, he dives, grabs the ankle. Iasola is 6'1", 265 pounds. He's also a basketball player. I mean, he can move. He has the agility, the quickness.
Pryor's handled it 7 times here in the third quarter. Callahan keeps it. And a nice move by O'Callahan. He's close to another first down.
Okay, this is another thing that I expected from Bronxville, that they would run Callahan a little bit more, because last year he was a halfback. Now he's a quarterback, but when he gets the ball, he is a halfback, and you can see him running right here. He was going to the outside, put a juke move on, cut it to the inside, and picked up about 7-8 yards.
And a great cut. Just a nice cut,
Yep,
which enabled him to get like 5
Like
extra.
a halfback would, and that's what he is. Quarterback, sprint him out, let him throw. If the man's not open, let him run, because he's a halfback.
He got 8 from the 14, 2nd and 2. Beckett. He has a first down, and he's to the 10-yard line, maybe the 9.
Okay, Justin Phillips, the left guard for Bronxville, number 72. He pulled left, led the play, and that's what enabled Beckett to pick up that yardage. I hope that he's not the...
And that's Billy Beckett. And that's Beckett who carried the ball as the...
That might be an ankle.
Officials will stop it for a moment. Beckett, of course, has the only points up on the board in this game with the 8-yard touchdown run in there. Picked up another first down. We'll see if we can see just how he hurt himself, if it's his ankle.
Okay, you see number 72 and 55. They're the 2 guards. They're pulling. There's Phillips. See Phillips right in front of Beckett. Boom! Okay, Beckett gets that extra couple of yards, but it looked as if his feet were not in the turf where he twisted or anything. It could be maybe a knee and a thigh, calf muscle, a cramp, or whatever.
Looked to be the knee of Anthony Piacquadio, defensive tackle for Eastchester, and he's compact, 5'9", 225 of knee, crushing in on Beckett. So
he's a 2-year starter. He's a tough man in there.
Beckett is off. He'll miss at least a play. We'll see what happens to him. And there you can see Joe Solomini. Last time we didn't hear his call. Well, he's going to get a new battery. Joe, of course, an athlete in his own right. Still plays a little bit in the Westchester Baseball Association, so he's into his 40s, but still a good athlete.
A player and a coach.
Yes. Ball at the 10-yard line. First and goal, Bronxville. Eastchester has to come up big here on defense. Pryor fights his way to 5. Tough running by Joe Pryor, and again, Ray, the left side.
Hitting that left side, which is a surprise, because 55 right guard, Dan Rice, great lineman in there. Herman, right tackle, captain of the team. He's a 205-pound, one of the best linemen. And Collister, a 3-year starter. You'd think that they would run to the right side, but they see Iasola over there to the right.
And Luciano, and they're staying away.
Luciano, so we'll run away from him. We'll run to the opposite side.
Second down, goal from the 5. Inside the middle, close to the goal line.
Boy, that's very close. That might be on 1-yard line. Tell you, this was some drive.
Ray, sorry
some
on the
drive.
tackle.
Some drive. A well-executed drive.
So now 3rd down from the 1-yard line. And in the first half, Joe Pryor just touched the ball 4 times. 4 carries, 28 yards. He's already had 9 carries on his drive in the 3rd quarter. What a long drive. And the Eagles have 3rd down to stop him. And that, I believe, is against Bronxville.
Yeah, that's going to hurt.
That is going to be a bad mistake if O'Callahan moved early. Because 3rd at the goal at the 1, you have 2 plays to get in. Now at the 6, it's a different story.
It's a lot tougher. That's a big mistake right there.
And it is, in fact. And we still had problems with Joe Salmi. Let's see if we can pick it up on the line.
Okay, Bronxville's going on a quick count right here. You can see, look at the move. There's Callister. Oh, just moved. Boy, that was close.
Yeah, Callahan, a little early. So now from the 6-yard line, 3rd and goal again. Bronxville looks like they're lining up to give it again, though. Right up the middle, Beckett. Beckett dragged down at about the 2, maybe the 3. But he broke through the line. Bronxville doing a nice job in the line of scrimmage, their linemen, especially on that left side, as we mentioned.
Well, this will be a big boost for Eastchester if they can hold them right here.
And now it's 4th down. Now it comes up, well, do you have a good field goal kicker? If it was Eastchester, Mark Bernardini would kick in this situation. Bronxville will not. Their kicker is Dan McDonald, but he will not try one. Kicked an extra point without a problem. They're going for the TD. Here it comes. Beckett, close to the end zone. No. The Eagles have stopped at the 1-yard line. And Magner elected to keep it away from Pryor in the last 2 carries and go with Beckett.
Now they're in a power I left. The fullback has to block. Halfback has to block. Beckett going through. Hit by a host of Eastchester Eagles to have a goal line stand. Now it looks like Beckett again. You see Beckett just ran that ball. I think he has a cramp.
So Beckett actually was back in the game, and he's back down on the field. So he might have a cramp, or he may have re-injured himself. And that was 16 plays on that drive. Tremendous drive. Grinding out 5 first downs, only had 2 in the whole first half. And, of course, Bill Magner's got to hope that Beckett's okay. And don't forget to join Kevin McCabe, Cable 3's newsman for the Cable 3 News. Live every Thursday night, 6:30. Westchester's newsman, Kevin McCabe, on Cable 3 News. And look at the ball just on the 1-yard line. So
now,
the Eagles have to go 99 yards, but what they really have to do is not make a mistake here and at least get the ball back to midfield.
That's difficult, to go 99 yards without making a mistake. Now, Bronxville, on the other hand, it would have been an 80-yard drive. It would have been a great drive, but they made that one mistake by going offside.
So Beckett is going out. He's the junior. Delaney and Pryor, the seniors, in the backfield. But Beckett is a junior. Kevin O'Callahan's a junior, so he'll be back next year. Beckett, of course, made an impact last season. Just as a sophomore, he had 40-something yards rushing in our Cable 3 game against Irvington, overshadowed by Pryor's 191. First down, Lee. Goes outside, running room for Elton Lee. First down yardage, and good call by John DiArco. Everyone thought you'd go to Luciano just to get a yard or two, and took a risk. He could have been thrown for a safety back then. The Eastchester offense, same as it was in the first half. Todd Montesano, the quarterback. Luciano, the big guy. Lee, just saw him there with his best run of the day. Bernardini, Smith, and Cinquemani. The offensive line for the Eagles. Iasola and Hunt, the 2 guys to watch there. Good line for the Eagles. And Ray, supposedly the line, Eastchester had 2 quarterbacks. They didn't decide until yesterday, but according to the line, they said, we like both of them. We're confident behind either of them. So far, it's been Montesano today.
Well, Montesano, he's the junior, left-handed, and Lee did a good job running up. And here he comes again.
And there's the elusiveness of Lee, but he can't get away. And he'll get 3 there at 18 on the previous carry. And there he picks up 3, 2nd down and 7. The Bronxville defense, and they've been superb so far today. McDonald, Herman, Delaney, we've called their names all first half, and Costin Chacos. And the linebackers, Joe Pryor's played a heck of a game in linebacker, as has Rice. Beckett, of course, shaken up. And Collister, 7 interceptions last year, which tied a Bronxville record. Kevin O'Callahan and John Higgins, first year starting for Higgins on defense. And Ray, I don't see Beckett in the game, so he's on the sidelines for Bronxville. 2nd down, 7. And that should be a penalty. I don't see a flag.
Nobody went off sides. He snapped the ball. Quarterback downed it. Lost it down right there. It's 3rd down.
And that an unusual play. Ray, explain what happened.
You can see right here. Look at the ball snapped. No one else moved, so maybe Mike Feldman snapped it 1 count ahead of the count that it was supposed to be called on. Now, Delaney's playing over his head. He's playing a great game, and he's really creating a lot of problems for Feldman. He might have to have Robert Hunt the guard or left guard Robert Drews double team Delaney.
From the 21, 3rd and 9. And Pondiato. And they tried a misdirection there, and it didn't really work. He picked up 3.
And who's in on a tackle? Delaney. I'll tell you, he's playing a great game. He's just moving laterally so quickly. He's a tough man to get. He has to be double teamed. Feldman's going to need help with one of the guards. If you're going to the right guard's going to have to help out. If you're going to the left, Feldman's going to have to get help from the left guard. That's Drews.
Punting situation for Eastchester. DeBrinio, 4 punts, averaged 32 yards in the first half. And he almost gets this one blocked, and the wind doesn't help out Delaney. Picks it up and is instantly tackled after maybe a 1-yard gain, but good field position again for the Broncos. At the Eastchester 43.
Now, this ball is almost blocked. But look at Delaney. He's playing the defensive line the entire game. Now, he's back there receiving the punts. And he didn't even call for a fair catch. It's unbelievable, you know, to make that kind of adjustment. You're a defensive lineman. Now you're back there, and now you're a back. And not only do you have to catch the ball, but you're going to have to run with it.
Well, they have a lot of guys who do that. Joe Pryor, both ways. Dermot Delaney, Bill Beckett, Dan McDonald. So it's a few of them. Mike Herman.
Well, Delaney's a halfback, so he's really making an adjustment from the line to the backfield.
Pryor fighting ahead for some good yardage on. He's tough to bring down, and he'll get 5 before it's all through.
Well, that's great yardage. What you have to do to bring Pryor down, you're going to have to tackle him around the legs. You can see right there, if you're hanging on his body, he'll just drag you. He's a strong individual. Bench press is 300 pounds, so you know he has the power. The weight's not going to bother him. You just have to tackle him low right around the ankles.
And there's the gun to end the 3rd quarter. You say, where did it go? Well, it went on Bronxville's 16-play drive. And no scoring in quarter 3, just like quarter 1. 1 to go here at Jarvis Ball. 7-0 Bronxville.
In 30 seconds, we can't explain it or give you enough examples to prove it. But if you spend the next 12 months under the care and coverage of Physicians Health Services, you'll know why PHS is healthcare at its best.
Two quick notes. First of all, from the Eastchester side, on that 4th and 1 on the goal line, Bronxville's play trying to go in for the touchdown. Eastchester changed up the defense a little bit. They stayed in their goal line, straight goal line defense. What they did was they pinched down the guards and the tackles, sent the linebackers out filling every gap on line. That's how they stopped them. One other note, Bill Beckett on the Bronxville side is left twice because of injuries, just simply a pulled muscle and a little bit of a cramp in his calf. He's been back twice. I expect he'll be back again. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, we expect Beckett back. Thanks, Pete.
Well, it's the 4th quarter, so now let's see. Is it our quarter? I think it's going to have to go down to which team is in better shape, because right now this is where you're going to get the cramps and get tired. And the team that has depth and is in better shape is the team that's going to come out on top here.
Bronxville has the ball on the Eagles' 36-yard line. They have a 2nd down and about 3:04 to go. And I'm sure if you're Bill Magna right now, you want to use the clock as much as possible, keep it on the ground.
And don't forget, they're taking a pounding in there. Those linemen are blocking hard, and if you're going to be controlling the ball, it may wear you down. It's not that cool today. It's hot out there.
Delaney.
Handoff, the right side.
And he doesn't get anything. So Delaney is stopped, and good play by Matt Smith, number 80, making the tackle.
Bobby Hunt.
Bobby Hunt also, I didn't know, bring up a third down, still 3.
No, the good thing about the Eastchester defense is that one man that makes the initial hit, he may slow the runner up, but then all of a sudden, boom, 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 there's 3 or 4 more Eagles right on top of him. So every time that the Bronxville ball carrier is being tackled, he's being brought down by 3 or 4 men, and that can wear you down.
You got it from that time.
Big third down play here. Pryor, he has close to first down yards. I think he has, depends where they place it. And he does have it. So gain of 4 for Pryor and a first down. We'll take a look at stats through 3 quarters here, and first downs in favor of Bronxville. Yards rushing, over 100 now for Bronxville, and you can thank Joe Pryor for that. Yards passing, look at that, none for Eastchester, and total yards in favor of the Broncos as they continue to lead here. Ball on Eastchester's 31.
Bronxville's in their famous wing T offense.
Pryor up the middle.
Look at driver's legs. You see it? They're like pistons. He's driving, picking up that extra yardage.
Heck of a run, 7 yards there. As he's been the workhorse here in quarter 4.
Gain of about 8 on the play.
The interesting thing about now, watching this game right now, forget about looking at the backs. Look at the linemen, the defensive and offensive linemen. See who gets off the ball first. See who makes that contact, stay with the man. That's it. That's where it's going to be won right here, the line.
Pryor, 12 rushes, 55 yards in the second half. And Delaney right there doesn't get much. And Delaney offensively hasn't been able to do too much. He's rushed the ball 4 times, hasn't gained a yard.
Now,
and there the ripped jersey of Dan McDonald, of course, is their punter, defensive end.
Yeah, not only that, but
Wide
look at the
receiver.
dirt, the grass stains, the dirt, the ripped jersey. Look at that paint marks on his helmet. Now, that's a football player right there. On natural grass, you have the dirt. It's almost like mud because of his perspiration.
3rd and 2.
Lance Herbert made a good tackle. He's the linebacker on that last play, came right up and made a good stick.
Here we go. Callahan keeps it himself, but nothing doing. And a good play there by the Eagles defense. Nice pursuit. In on, it was number 65, sophomore Dave Martucci.
Dave Martucci, first game starting varsity football. His brother is a linebacker at Hamilton College. He's also a baseball player, an honor student. Is he going to be a good one next year and a great one his senior year?
And our statistician, Rob Fermano, tells us 25 plays in the second half, 22 by Bronxville, 3 by Eastchester. 4th down, they go for it. Complete. And a first down, and Pryor heading toward the end around Delaney, and he has it.
Well, what a run by Delaney. We have a flag.
There's a flag. We'll see what happens. 25 yards if it stands to Dermot Delaney. And that's the first time O'Callahan's threw to Delaney. Everyone anxiously waiting to see what happens.
Tell you, Delaney's playing a great game, both offensively and defensively.
And apparently it's going to count. Let's see if Joe Salamini could fill us in on this. Ray, there is a flag on the field, but no one seems to be doing much about it.
And it's on a 33-yard line, way back there.
So should it stand, Delaney's touchdown, it would be 13-0. Bronxville, let's see.
I have a dead ball foul on the blue team defense. It was after the score, therefore it's assessed on the extra point. The ball will be on the 1.5-yard line.
Oh, this is a decision right here. What do you do? Go for 1 or 2?
Wow, so the touchdown is good. 25-yard score. Delaney on the receiving end from O'Callahan. It's 13-0, and now you say, what do you do? 13-0. Do you go for the 2? Well, we'll see. They pushed the ball to the 1.5. Originally, it would be on the 3.
Yep.
So it's half the distance.
This is the decision.
And it appears that they're going to try to take the point, and there's Dan McDonald, ripped jersey and all, for his second extra point attempt, and he kicks it up right down the middle.
Geez, he could kick a field goal from 25 yards.
That's why I was surprised
no problem.
He didn't go for it. The field goal on 4th down back late third quarter.
He can kick.
So from 2 different angles, we'll see the second Bronco touchdown, and this, remember, a 4th down play.
Now here's O'Callahan. He's sprinting to his left. Good blocking. There's the catch. Now watch this. Boom! 1 man, 2 man, 3 men. 3 men missed the tackle right there. And there's Delaney. He sees the goal line. There's the 4th man. The 5th man that missed. Oh. Delaney going in for the score. Callahan throw. Boom. 1 man, 2, 3. Look at him run. Goal line. He can smell it. He wants the touchdown. Go.
So it's 14-0. And that, assuming Bronxville wins it, probably the play of the game. 4th down right there. And Dermot Delaney makes a nice catch, fights for the 1st down, and it gets all the way into the end zone. And got to be frustrating for the Eagles right now, trailing by 2 scores. Delaney, a leader. We're just talking about it. He hasn't rushed for a yard on 4 carries and gets that nice reception. Wants to play college football if he can. He's a leader on the field, very quiet off the field. Back the other way from the 23-yard line. And over the 35 to about the 37 is Matt Mariani.
And there's a flag on the play.
And another flag. A lot of flags in the first part of the game, first quarter. Since then, quieted down a bit, penalty-wise, but a clip, as you saw the indication from Salamini.
See, this is what you don't want. You don't want to get into a hole like this, because now it's a long distance you have to go. You have to maintain a drive without any mistakes. You want to get to at least midfield. Now you can open it up. You can throw a pass, maybe the outside perimeter, hit the middle, set something up. If you have any running up
on the run back,
play action pass.
Number 31 blue team clips. It's a 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
And that is tough. 15 yards from the spot of the foul. The second scoring drive for Bronxville. 7 plays, 43 yards in all, and capped by the 4th down, 25-yard touchdown pass. Kevin O'Callahan, Dermot Delaney, and 14-0 as McDonald ices it with the extra point. Eagles from their 17. Got a long way to go. Montesano rush. Gets it off short. But not much there as John Morano, who's in the game in the backfield, was hit like a brick after gaining about 3 to bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, John Morano's not that big of a guy, but he's durable. He can take the punishment. He's a tough individual, but you have to give credit to that Bronxville defense. They are really pursuing. They're really pumped up. They're jacked. They can smell it, and they're going all out. As tired as they may be, they want it badly. Eastchester right here has to come up with a maybe one play, some good yardage, and then they somewhere along this drive they're going to have to come up with a big play, touchdown.
Eagles have a couple receivers to the right side. Montesano looks, gets one of them, and completes it. And Morano again, the reception. Craig Collister in on the hit, and that's plenty for a 1st down.
And that's good yardage. That's what you have to do. Then you can run the ball, throw another pass like that, take it all the way down. You can see Todd. Nice pass here by Todd. Setting John Morano is in the open, concentrates on the ball. Good catch. Bring that ball right into the center of your body. Hug it. Don't let it fumble.
So the first down for Eastchester in the 4th quarter, 2nd in the 2nd half. Ball over the 30. Montesano's just completed 2 in a row. Bing Rush gets it off and completes 3 in a row. And Bernardini is the receiver, and he has 14 more.
That's a good play. Good play right there. Now, this is what Todd likes, going to the left because he's a lefty. Bernardini, his favorite target. Bernardini, a 3-year starter. Look at this. This calls for good concentration. Well, number one, you want to catch the ball. Good reception.
And this is something Eastchester hasn't done the last couple years, throw the ball, but now they can. Montesano really has improved, and he can throw the football, and it's going to help them as they get settled in with this team as the year goes on. Montesano again. This time it's intercepted, and Beckett might go the whole way. Montesano to beat him, and it's tripped up by number 64, Mike Feldman, inside the 15-yard line, and that should do it.
You can see, here comes Todd throwing the ball, thinking he has some man. Beckett steps right in front of it now. Good move. Go to the sideline. Yell your Geronimo, whatever you do on defense when you intercept the ball, so that your men will block for you. Streaking down the sideline, Mike Feldman right there grabs his ankle and brings him down.
So from the 11-yard line, actually to 10 now, Bronxville with a chance for another score. And really, though, if you're Montesano, you had to throw the ball at that point.
You look at the other side now. Phil Kuzma, the defensive coordinator, said that, hey, they're doing well passing. Let's drop a guy back. Maybe we can pick one off. And that's exactly what they did.
And that's Pryor, and he fights his way for 2 or 3 after he was stopped initially at the line of scrimmage. As he's over 85 yards for the day, it'll be second down from the 8-yard line. Joe Pryor and the Broncos with a 14-0 lead on their way, it looks like, to an opening day victory. And very encouraging against a experienced Eastchester team. If Bronxville could get a win here, I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll be able to challenge the Eagles over in Dobbs Ferry this season.
I'll tell you, they look good here today. For the first game of the season against a strong Eastchester team, especially a strong defensive Eastchester team. There are 9 returning starters on that defense.
O'Callahan, what a play. Delaney takes it and goes to the 3-yard line. And nice trick play right there. And Delaney gets some nice yardage. It'll bring up.
Well, see, that's exactly what I said. What was going to happen, they're going to run from tackle to tackle. They're going to use trap plays, and that was a counter. Good game. See, this is a counter play right here. Going to the right. Delaney, boom, keeps his shoulders low. You have to bring him down. He picks up the yardage.
Clock approaching 5 minutes in the contest. 14-0 Bronxville. Third down, inside the 5. You can be sure they'll go for it. Should he not get it here, though? So 2-down territory.
Oh, no, they're offsides offense.
And I believe that was 72, Justin Phillips.
Look.
Dead ball foul.
See the guard move.
Offense.
That's a guard.
5-yard
Once your hands stand, you cannot bring it up before the snap of the ball. 5-yard penalty.
And that is our 13th penalty of the football game. Pretty even, 7 Bronxville, 6 Eastchester. Bronxville with the 2-touchdown lead there. Beckett toward the end zone, and for the second time, Billy Beckett scores a touchdown. It's 20-0.
And Beckett just heads for the pylon. Just springs it out, goes right as far as he can go, across the goal line for the score.
Well, he went left last time. This time, he goes right.
He's going right. He's going to the outside. Now he's going as wide as he possibly can. He's aiming right for that pylon across the goal line. Once he crosses the goal line, his next step, he's out of bounds.
McDonald for the extra point. And once again, just perfect. So the Broncos twice in the fourth quarter score, once following the interception, and they have a 21-0 lead. And nice sequence for Billy Beckett. And now let's go down to Pete Arciello.
Coach Magner said it was real simple. Coming in early in the season, a lot of uncertainty, not knowing who's going to play well, who wouldn't. He had to go with his captains, and he went with Dermot Delaney, Joseph Pryor. They've really risen to the occasion today. Coach Magner's got a big smile on his face, and I would too. These kids are real tough. Back up to you guys.
Well, of course, Ray's got a smile on his face. He's got a 21-0 lead in. Coming in, he said, if we showed you the schedule early, it was 21-0. Here's the third touchdown.
He's going to the right, to the outside, going right to the pylon, outside corner for a score. And I could imagine Bill Magner does have a smile on his face because he knows he was going up against a tough, well-experienced Eastchester team. This is going to give Bronxville a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. Boy, they're going to be rolling.
Hey,
they may be undefeated going into that. It'll be an undefeated game. Dobbs Ferry and Bronxville.
They play the last
but
week
you
of the
can't listen to me because I'm not always right.
Taken back for Eastchester is Elton Lee. And Lee cutting in and out. And he's finally brought down. Nice return, though, all the way past his 40-yard line. Where the Eagles will start their yeoman's job of coming back trailing 21-0 with just over 4 to go. A little bit of dejection for the Eagles. Nice run back there by Elton Lee. Hasn't had a great game. He did have that nice 18-yard run, but hasn't been able to get outside as much as the Eagles coaches would have liked. What a sequence off of Beckett, the nice interception, and then he runs in for a second touchdown. And now that should be the 4-minute warning. And I am correct. 4 minutes to go. This may give us an opportunity, Ray, to look at that Bronxville schedule, which we talked about a little bit earlier. You know, they start off. After this, they have Tuckahoe, and that's really their biggest rivalry. And, of course, last year the teams tied for second. You know, they fought for second place, and there you see it. But then look at that soft schedule in the middle.
Rhinebeck, Haldane. Haldane's much improved from the last 2 years. Irvington, Valhalla, Hastings, and then Dobbs Ferry.
Montesano, he's being rushed by McDonald. And he just dumps it off. Incomplete, and he is on the ground as Mike Herman is in his face. And now, this is tough. When everyone in the field knows you got to throw the ball.
Yep. Now, what you do defensively, you just play for the pass. And I'm sure that Coach Kuzma is telling the guys to put the pressure on the line. Put the pressure on. That's the best pass defense, which they're doing right now. The linebackers, defensive backs, just drop back. Watch your zone. Be careful. If it is man-to-man coverage, stay with your man. Whatever he calls, just play deep. I would play zone and have one man about 15 yards deep to be the free safety and just follow the eyes of the quarterback and go right for the ball. Attack the ball.
Okay, so now it is the 4-minute warning. Eastchester has it at their 40. You know, and these Bronxville kids are a smart team and certainly on the field, which enables the coaching staff to do a few more things with the blocking schemes and a good bunch of kids, and looks like they're on their way to go 1-0. In fact, off the field, when they were filling out sheets, I know Bill Magner told us that, hey, the kids with 11 and 1200s didn't write down their SAT score because they were embarrassed because of all the kids with 13 and 1400s writing them down.
You have
so
Delaney's a good student. Joe Pryor scored 1,300 in the college boards.
He wants to go to Cornell.
And Herman, 1,300 in the college boards. Now you have Eastchester. You have Skolaski, the right tackle. He's an honor student. Now, Dave Martucci's an honor student. Robert Cinquamani's an honor student. Now, to be an honor student at Eastchester, what you have to do, you have to have a 90 or better average in every subject. You can have 100 in all your subjects and 88 in one of them. You're not an honor student. I mean, that's pretty tough. A 90 or better average in every subject to be an honor student. So Skolaski, Cinquamani, and Martucci are excellent students.
Montesano throw again. This time he goes long and just nobody there. 3 Broncos back there. The only one near it is Matt Smith, number 80, and that's incomplete. Matt Smith starts for the Eagles at split end, but they substitute Mariani, Robert Sacchi. That's how they get the plays in. And that was the first time that Smith was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Elton Lee has about an 89 average. He'll make the honor roll maybe one quarter, maybe not the next quarter, because he might have gotten an 88 in one subject, but he's very close to an honor student.
3rd and 10 for the Eagles. They need to get to midfield to keep this drive alive. And Lee gets the ball. And Lee gets a first down. There's a good run by Lee. 12 yards. And a bust through for a first down. Excellent runner for just someone at 145. But he's a built 145.
Oh, he's got powerful legs. He works on his legs a lot. He does squats. He'll do leg extension, leg curls. He's on a winter track team. Powerful legs.
And right now with Chris Mealy, the other Eastchester quarterback, not seeing action, I wonder if maybe next week he'll see some. Montesano really didn't get it done. Didn't play poorly, but didn't put any points up. Here's Montesano, and that is incomplete. And that pass was right on the hands of the intended receiver, Matt Mariani. We mentioned one of the others split in. So what's your call?
Matt Mariani's a speedster. That's a guy you want to get the ball to. If he can get in the open and catch that ball, he's gone for a touchdown. He's the fastest player on a baseball team, and John Morano's very quick, and they say that Matt Mariani can beat him by a step or two, so he can fly now. They don't time him in a 40, so we don't know. It might be 4-6.
Second down. Bronxville last year traditionally a great second half defensive team.
You gotta meet him.
And there's a sack. And that's Thomas Hinton.
Well, look who's up there again. Delaney. Look at Delaney. He's right in there all the time.
And there's Hinton, 39.
Now, the snap of the ball. Let's see the blocking. Okay, the pressure's coming. 52's there. There's 42. Boy, that Delaney, he's just playing a great game.
Heck of a defensive effort.
Now, Delaney's going out for a break.
Through down. Now the Eagles will have about 16 to go. Montesano sacked again. And Joe Pryor does the damage this time.
Look at Joe Pryor, a linebacker. Probably a blitz was called. He's coming in like a mad dog in a meat market and puts a hit on Montesano for the sack.
And Pryor, by the way, the leader of the defense, he calls the defensive plays, and Magnafield's very confident with him there. He says he knows our variations of our defense, and he knows when to use them. In the mold of David Bainbridge, who a couple years ago was the middle linebacker for Bronxville. Eagles to punt it. Beckett is back there, and he wisely calls for a fair catch at his own 36. And heck of a game for Billy Beckett today. A couple of touchdowns, 8-yard run, 7-yard run. Had that key interception, which really turned this one definitely toward Bronxville. And it's 21-0 as all that's left is the final at this point.
A heck of a game for Beckett, Pryor, Delaney, but we have to give that offensive and defensive line credit. They're the guys that were really firing out. They beat Eastchester off the ball. They won the war in the trenches. And those offensive linemen, Davis Servin, he's the center, Dan Rice, guard, Herman, tackle, Collister, end, Justin Phillips, left guard, Shakis, left tackle, McDonald, left end.
And O'Callahan gives to Pryor. This time he gets outside for about 6. And it'll bring up 2nd and 4 as Pryor nears the 100-yard mark for this contest. You know, Ray, we didn't mention these two coaches, very, very dear and old friends, Bill Magno, John DiArco, met when they were just 6 years old.
At summer camp.
At the Catskill Resort. And good friends, and this is the 4th time that they've played each other as head coaches at their respective schools, and this should even the score at 2.
They have respect for each other. They talk highly of each other. And you talk to DiArco, he'll say that, you know, Bill Magner's going to come in with a well-coached team, disciplined, and you'll hear the same thing from Coach Magner about DiArco's team.
And there comes wholesale substitutions for both teams as they get some of their other players in. Bronxville isn't as deep as Eastchester. Eastchester with a lot of players, 38 guys, most ever that John DiArco has had at Eastchester. Of course, they have no JV or freshman team at Eastchester, so all in one basket right here for the Eagles. And nothing right there. It's a nice play by number 74, Lance Herbert.
Yeah, Lance Herbert's the linebacker, started last year. He's a tough, aggressive young man. And if he sees that hole is open, boy, he'll just fill that void. Good, solid hitter. He goes through running.
It'll be 3rd and 4. Delaney had about 1 or 2 on that carry. Pryor now leaves the game. I believe he's up in the 90s. We'll check exactly on his yards. And there's just another body. They give it to the backup halfback, Thomas Hinton, and he fights ahead for a first down. And another flag, and this apparently will go against the defense.
See if we can catch this play right here, going to the right off tackle. Now this is a nice run here because he's not being hit around the legs. He's being hit around the shoulders. He's spinning away from the pressure. He's down.
I have a dead ball foul, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 92 of the blue team is a 15-yard penalty. First down.
And Doug DeBrunio picks up the penalty, and boy, if, as Pete Archiello told us in the first half, if Coach DiArco was not happy about the penalties, I'm sure he's going to echo some of the same after the game.
Yeah, Coach DiArco might be in a little tirade after the game with the play that his team displayed, because I know he came into this game very enthusiastic
and that is hopeful. And maybe he should be, because he is a good coach and he expects a lot out of his players here. And they disappointed, at least in week number 1 here, as they are shut out 21-0 by the Bronxville Broncos. The Broncos go to 1-0. They finished strongly last year, and they continue right where they left off. And Eastchester, who won just once last year, loses this one, and they fall to 0-1. Here's your final. Bronxville 21, Eastchester 0. We'll come back. We'll have our post game for you next.